What's up, brothers? I want to talk to my men, my brothers out there, my fathers. Welcome to Fatherhood Fridays, man, where we discuss different issues that fathers are having, raising children, going to court, things of that nature. I'm here to help. So, today on Fatherhood Fridays, I want to talk about something that fathers with daughters are experiencing. Let's talk about what's going on with these girls, okay, as they're becoming women. It's the hardest thing for us to deal with, isn't it, fellas? Isn't it really creepy to watch your little baby that just ran to you? That was your best girl. She had your back. She laughed at all your jokes. Everything you did was wonderful. Then all of a sudden, there's Kenny. Oh, Dad, I like Kenny. Kenny's really nice. And Kenny. You keep hearing this name, Kenny, and you go, wait a minute. I thought I was the man in your life, and it's Kenny, and then you realize my baby got a crush on Kenny because she talks about him with such fascination. And then let me tell you what happens, man. One day out the blue, you're taking your baby back and forth to school. You chilling, and then there's first grade, and there's kindergarten, and there's second grade and third grade, and you ain't thinking about none of this stuff. That's just your baby. All of a sudden, your baby turns into a woman. And hold on one second. Disclosure. If you are watching this with your minor child, with a little girl or a little boy or little kids, this ain't for them. This for you, grown man. This is for the fathers. So yeah, what about that dreaded day when your little girl turns into a woman? And the men know what I'm talking about. And imagine when if you're by yourself and you're a single parent and you have your daughter and she becomes a woman. Most of us have no idea what to do. Lord knows I didn't. And to be quite honest with you, even though I've experienced it, I still have no idea what to do. All I know is, hey, go to the store and buy these things and tell your mama. That's pretty much all I know. And quite honestly, that's all I want to know. That is a very female, intimate, private thing. And hopefully, she has a good mother that can teach her good parenting and about cleanliness and all that stuff. Because, hey, I don't even look, look. But those are the things you have to deal with when you are a father of girls, because they are girls when they are babies, but eventually as time goes on they're going to become women. This is when you realize that your baby is no longer your baby. Daddy, this weekend, can I have some money to go to the movies with my friends? Yeah, that's going to happen about 8th grade. She's going to be about 13, 14. She's going to be feeling herself. She's going to be feeling independent, like she can go without you. And guess what? She can. And as you reach in your pocket and you give her that card and you make that purchase and you let her go to the movies with her friends, you start thinking about all the things that you did with your friends when you were 13 and 14. And what you have to do is you have to have faith in the fact that you've instilled certain things in your children, even your daughters. You have to give them space. You have to allow them to grow. You have to allow them to make mistakes. I know it's hard, fellas, but it's a call to action for us. As black fathers, we have to realize that our babies are not always going to be our babies. Eventually, they're going to grow up and they're going to become young women, and they're going to have thoughts of their own. They're going to have a mind of their own. They're going to have wants of their own, desires of their own, places they want to go, things they want to do. And it may not include you. And that goes for some of the mothers too. Don't think that because that's your daughter, even the mothers, that everything that she does has to have you involved in her life. She also is developing who she is and finding her own identity. So, as parents, especially us male parents, we really have to be mindful of that. Let's be better than most of the women who have son husbands. These are not daughter wives, these are your daughters. And as a father, you let them be daughters and you raise them to be independent. My daughter said at her graduation, which I thought was the most sweet, beautiful shout out to me when she graduated from 5th grade going to 6th. She said, I'd like to thank my dad for my overall independence. I have taught her from day one that she's on her own. I've taught her from day one how to take care of herself, how to feed herself, how to care for herself. There are things that she needs, how to stand up for herself, not be selfish, but hey, look, everybody in here got a sandwich. Where my sandwich? You see where I'm coming from? I've raised her to be certain ways in certain places in certain aspects because I know that hey, I'm not always going to be able to be there for her. So she's going to need to know how to navigate through this thing called socializing, this thing called life with people and situations. And she's a girl and she's an attractive girl. So I want her to be able to be strong enough mentally, emotionally, not be a people pleaser. You know, it's funny having daughters. I have two younger daughters. I have five altogether, but my two younger, my 13 and my 11-year-old, they're polar opposites. I wouldn't have it no other way because I learned different things from both of them. God gave me both of them to teach me different things, to see aspects of myself, of course, in both of them, but also to see aspects of their mother in them as well. See, here's the thing about having kids with someone. Fathers, we tend to just rock with it and we love our kids regardless. We don't have to be with the woman in order to have a relationship with our kids. Most of us. I'm not speaking for everybody because I know it's gonna be somebody at the time. If I ain't giving him none, he ain't coming to see the kids. That's that dude. I don't know why you got with him. I don't know why you would get with somebody that would have a kid with you that wouldn't care about the kid unless you and him was getting down in an intimate way. That's your fault. That ain't my fault. But I know this, most of us, the men, I put like this, say the men I know, the men I rock with, we want our kids, period. So what happens is, you know, me and the girl ain't together. That doesn't mean that the relationship between me and my children should change at all, period. I know I fought for mine. I will continue to fight for mine. And it just is what it is. But again, like I said, when you're teaching your daughters independence, you got to teach them who they are too. You got to teach them self-respect. I talk to my daughters about allowing themselves to be touched by boys. You know, that's a hard conversation to have with your kids. And if you need help with that, send me a DM, man. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Make sure you make a comment. If you're raising daughters and you need tips on how to approach them with conversations, how to talk to them, how to communicate with them with love, with patience, with discipline, then holla at your boy, man. Okay? I'm certified. Until next time, all my fellas out there, all my fathers out there, it's Fatherhood Fridays, man. Let's raise these kids. Y'all be cool.
I would like to start off by saying my thanks to the people who have helped me get where I am today. My dad, who has the people, my dad, who has always taught me to be independent, is the person who I have credited most for my overall independence.
Oh, baby.